NT.
Court is in session in two cases. First case is cause number 321-866. Second case is cause number 329-500. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Ernest Hayes Jr. Mr. Hayes, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hayes, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Hayes, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Hayes?
Very well, sir.
That's good. Mr. Hayes, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney West. Mr. Hayes, I have before me in cause number 321-866, a motion to revoke your probation, your unadjudicated probation. And in this motion, it alleges that you, Ernest Hayes Jr., was tried in the county court at law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, on September 11th of 2019 for the offense of criminal trespass. This court found that the evidence was sufficient beyond a reasonable doubt to support a finding of guilt for the charge of criminal trespass. However, the court placed you on unadjudicated probation for a period of 6 months. On August 5th of 2021, the district attorney's office filed a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. In this motion, Mr. Hayes, there are two allegations. State, are you abandoning allegation number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hayes, the state is abandoning, man, how did they number that? They put it as number 8. Yeah, they have an 8, but that's, you only have 2 allegations, there's 1, and then they have 1 and 8. I think they, the 8 was a conditions 1 and 8. So allegation number 2, which is designated as, which is listed as as number 8, that allegation is being abandoned. Now, allegation number 1, Mr. Hayes, alleges that you, Ernest Hayes, committed the offense of criminal trespass, Class B misdemeanor, on or about the 15th day of March of 2021 in Jefferson County, Texas. And that you, Ernest Hayes Jr., did then and there intentionally and knowingly enter on a property of another, namely LMP Market, without the effective consent of Betharage Primal, last name is spelled Primal, and that you, or that the said defendant had noticed that the entry was forbidden against the peace and dignity of the state in violation of condition 1 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
True.
True. Now, are you pleading true to allegation number 1 freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading true because it is true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Hayes, I also have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I do.
And on page 2 of the same document, there are a set of initials, EHJ. I guess it stands for Ernest Hayes Jr. And it's on a line next to a box that's checked, MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation, true to allegation number 1. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that is titled defendant?
Yes, it is.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Hayes, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. West, go over these documents with you?
Yes, he did, sir.
And did you really understand everything that he went over?
Yes, I did.
And is everything that he went over, well, is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. West, you advising counsel, Mr. Hayes, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, not at all.
Mr. Hayes, your attorney, Mr. West, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hayes, I will accept your plea of true to allegation number 1. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of true and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you, there's sufficient evidence to revoke your unadjudicated probation, and your unadjudicated probation is hereby revoked. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
It would be 8 days jail. Mr. Hayes has credit for 8 days to time served. Court costs to be taxed and retired. And also the state's agreeing to dismiss the other trespassing cause number 329500.
Okay, Mr. Hayes, the state is offering that you serve 8 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 8 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $67, but you will not have to pay the $67 because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. Mr. Hayes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, I do, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Hayes, in conjunction with this case, clause number 329500 will also be dismissed. And Mr. Hayes, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Hayes, you can stand on the X next to your attorney. You're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. And once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and you will be given a copy of your dismissal that I'm signing as well.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, you can get a copy of your dismissal. It's coming off right now.
Oh,
All right, and you're welcome.
thank you, Mr. West and Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
Come on.
You can open your business.